wife was driving a car that was kind of like a sports car. It only had two doors. It was low to the ground, and she was almost 6 or 7 months pregnant, and she was having a hard time getting in and out of the car. So we needed something a little bigger, and we bought this Jeep. I'd always liked these Cherokees ever since they came out in the '80s, and it was used, but it didn't have a lot of miles, and it was in good shape. And so we bought it, and we've had it for 24 years now. Our three kids were born between 2000 and 2004, and all three of them actually came home from the hospital in the same car. And it's sort of like an heirloom, I guess, that it's passed down.
Do I have to look at the camera?
No, it's not straight.
My dad had given me the Jeep in 2016 after I'd gotten my driver's license. And I didn't really take it many places besides school, to be completely honest. Maybe out with friends here and there. But I did decide to take it to a 4th of July celebration in 2017. The only parking available was in a tightly packed parking garage. I assumed since it fit in a compact car space, it was a compact car, but apparently I was wrong. When I left the parking garage, I was stopped by 3 police cars, and I was told they were investigating a hit and run. As a 17-year-old, this was extremely confusing. I was terrified. I had never been stopped by police before, let alone been in an accident or abandoned the scene of one. The officer did ask me to step out of the vehicle and pointed out paint damage on the Jeep that was apparently matching paint damage on a vehicle that had reported a hit and run. I truthfully could not tell him if this damage was pre-existing or not. I tried to explain to him, this is a family vehicle, and my father maybe had left some damage unrepaired on it, because it took some beatings from us as children. But before I could say much more about it, I was being told to put my hands behind my back and read my Miranda rights.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights.
Fast forward about 5-6 hours later, after being in a holding cell, I am picked up by my father in the Jeep. It served us well in legal terms and in life, but it has seen a lot and it has done a lot for us.
I drove it for, I think, about a year. I wasn't paying attention, really, to the car in front of me. It was an early school morning. I was kind of tired. I was driving my sister's boyfriend, then boyfriend at the time, to school. There's this really bad intersection of sorts where it's like you can't really see people turning. So 2 cars in front of me, they were going and turning. The car in front of me was slowing down. They kind of slammed, not super slammed on their brakes, but was stopping quickly. And I didn't realize how quickly they were stopping or that the car in front was turning, so I just thought we were slowing down. And it was my first accident. I think I was 16, 17 at the time. So my hands were kind of shaking. It was disgusting. Smoke and powder came out of the airbag, so that was pretty awful. And insurance was probably going to total it just because of the age and the mileage. I fixed it instead, and it was a fun experience working with my dad, fixing the car instead of just going out buying a new one. It was honestly kind of just a money thing, but it was also because it was like at that point, kind of like a family heirloom, like your rite of passage. Everyone had to drive it, and if I didn't fix it, then Zane wouldn't get to drive it, my little brother.
It was never, oh, the Cherokee or the Jeep Cherokee. It was just, we always just called it the Jeep. Whether it be due to age or my driving style, the transmission finally gave out at 190,000 miles. There was something in me that kept wanting to go and fix the Jeep. When a vehicle stays within the same ownership for nearly 30 years, at that point, it's no longer about the vehicle, but I believe what the vehicle represents as more than a vehicle. To keep it alive as a member of the family and not just another vehicle in the junkyard. I personally will never get rid of it. It's taught me a lot about not only vehicles, but just life in general. A lot of lessons that you aren't always taught. You have to learn things yourself.